Welcome, everyone, to an exciting broadcast of college basketball here on 2K Sports. Some great action in store tonight, seeing some of the best and brightest young players on the hardwood. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got the Kansas Jayhawks and the Michigan Wolverines.
And the thing you love about collegiate sports, the passion, the energy, I mean the competitiveness and that hunger and drive to succeed and show what you have, it's really always a marvel to watch.
No doubt about it, Greg. And seeing these players out here tonight, I remember how the love for the game of basketball in those formative years when I was playing college was so invaluable. I mean, the experience you gain with excellent coaching and mentorship at this level, really a huge part of where you go with your talent.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Kansas Jayhawks. They've got Duncan, and it's Gaines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And Kansas always seems to be in title contention. I mean, the program does a great job of finding tough players and having a system that fits them best. Rarely are they not a title contender.
On defense, Michigan. Lee with the ball. Hooked away and stolen by Freak.
One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Pretty nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And the Jayhawks making a change here. Dedmon's checked in. Now here's Freak. Can't cash in from close range.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Here's Lee. There's the pass to Dedmon. Duncan outside. Out to Lee. Dedmon dishes to Oubre to the left side wing. Just 3 to shoot. And it's Michigan with the rebound. Here's Jones. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Lee outside. Dishes to Dedmon. The feed now to Terry. The fader. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Terry's got his first points in this one. Michigan making some changes. Taylor's checked in for Smith, and it's Cunningham in for Ellis. Michigan with the ball.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
Williams with the ball, out defended by Freak. There's a good screen. Picked by Williams. Calderon kicks to Daniels. And stolen by Freak. Freak, he's in at the point. Taylor is out there with Cunningham. Then it's Jones. And it's Crawford at the shooting guard.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And so in the game for the Jayhawks, we've got Williams, and it's Frazier in at the 5, down low. The shot by Williams, no good. The Wolverines leading by 4. Well, for a long time, Michigan has been a big power in men's basketball, really in all sports. The school has a very strong program.
No doubt, the Wolverines love their sports. Easy to cheer for the basketball program with all the success they've had over the years. Wow, what a first half it's been thus far here for Freak. This is why so many think he'll be a star at the next level.
And you can take all the measurements and do all the data analytics you want to, but all it takes.
That'll do it. And we welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half of play.
And guys, I think we may see some strategies being adjusted here as we get into the second half. Still plenty of time to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Freak has done a good job of getting his team in this position, and they got themselves a bit of breathing room in the first half, and all they have to do the rest of the way is manage the lead.
Freak in at point guard. Jones is out there with Ellis. And it's Smith, and it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. And for Kansas, we've got Oubre, and it's Duncan in at the 2. And that one's good. Freak.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Lee passes to Oubre. The dish to Duncan. They set the pick. Lee kicks to Duncan. Terry with a screen on Crawford. Duncan against Ellis. Pass to Oubre. 6 to shoot. They double in with Freak. Gaines dishes to Oubre. That 3 off the mark.
Guys, it's almost impossible to think about Michigan basketball and not think of the Fab Five. I mean, one of the most storied recruiting classes ever. They were dominant in their tenure here at Michigan.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Freak. And thinking back to the Fab Five, they were 5 freshmen, all brought in the same year, and they all started.
Yeah. Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose were the most successful pros, all of them playing professionally at some level. It's still considered one of the greatest freshman classes, if not the greatest of all time.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Terry setting the pick for Duncan. Soft touch off the glass. Duncan's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
And that one's good. Freak.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Kansas trails by 13. Lee kicks to Duncan. Back to Lee. There's a screen. And it's blocked. Here's Freak. 14 points for him. Inside. Banks kicks to Freak. Smith in the posts. Rebounded by the Jayhawks.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Freak, he's in at point guard. Wright is out there with Jones. Then it's Smith, and it's Banks in at the 2.
Move the ball.
Freak with it. He's against Lee. Freak passes to Smith. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wolverines.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy.
The Wolverines also changing it up. Taylor's checked in for Smith, and Freak subbed in for Flash. We've got 1:48 left here in the second half of the game.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. With Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
The Wolverines leading by 11. Outside Knight. Feeds it to Freak. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. And that's now 19 points for Freak.
This is why everybody thinks Freak is the real deal. I mean, it's not that he takes over games like he has in the second half. It's that he does it to lead his team to wins. That's the big thing.
No doubt he's a winner through and through. A lot of success at the college level is talent. But what separates the good from the great is that competitive spirit, and Freak has that in spades. And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Wolverines.
Mark, what do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
Simply field goal percentage. They shot the ball much better than the opponent.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Freak. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Calderon dishes to Daniels. Back to Calderon. And the Jayhawks again can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And so here's Kansas. It's an 18-point game. Jenkins. No good again that time. Now here's Freak. He's covered by Daniels. Now Freak can't get it to fall. And so it's Michigan